What's going on, guys? It's your boy LQ, Mr. Real Deal Fantasy HQ, fire content only. Here today to talk about Alex Collins and his potential outlook for the rest of the season. Now, we all heard that Chris Carson is out for the season, and hey, the next man up is Alex Collins. But I want to get our expectations in order. I want us to not go a little too crazy like we always do every single season. So I don't want to waste any more time, so let's get right into the episode. So before we jump into the content, I want you guys to hit the link in the bio right now. Pricepix.com. Sign up today using promo code FCO. You guys be set up for success because they're matching up to $100 on your first deposit. You put in 50, you get 50. You put in 65, you get 65. You put in 100, get 100. It's free money. It's very user-friendly. Check it out. Pricepix.com. Sign up using promo code FCO. Now, let's get into the fire content. That's why we're here. Alex Collins is going to be the lead back for Seattle, but we need to get our expectations in order. So, Chris Carson, neck injury, out for the season, so he's donezo. We kind of been waiting and lingering to hear this news, honestly, because a neck injury is nothing to gamble with. I kind of figured that he was out for the season the moment he went down and that report came back that was a neck injury. So they take that very seriously. I know he's taking it serious, of course. So he's getting neck surgery. So he should be, okay going into the next season. Fingers crossed. Hopefully it's not like retirement or anything like that because Chris Carson, man, just got paid. I love his playing style, and I'd love to see him get back on that field next season. So moving on to Alex Collins. So we're all jumping the gun right now. I seen some things, going on in the Twitter space, the fantasy space or whatever, where Alex Collins is being looked at as an RB2, with upside to a low end RB1, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't really see that happening because, again, it's not like Chris Carson just went out 2 weeks ago. It's not like he just went out a week ago. It's not like Chris Carson went out a month ago. He's been going for a while, and Alex Collins has been the guy. He started 6 games right now, and I feel as though the 7.6 fantasy points per game isn't doing it for me. He's very touchdown dependent, and that's where we need to get our expectations in order. So to me, yes, he's an RB3/flex. He may have his weeks. There's some weeks you can play him, some weeks you can't. Now, this week he has the Cardinals. I would love to play Alex Collins in a division game against the Cardinals. They're a little softball defense against the run. And also J.J. Watt. He's basically done for the season. So you have missing pieces on that defense that can stop the run. So Alex Collins comes into this week as a potential RB3 flex. If you have other options, I wouldn't, shy away from those options. I wouldn't, be sitting Antonio Gibson. Of course, he blows up last week when I talk shit about him, but that's how fantasy works. That's how the fantasy guys punish us. Like I said, I will be looking at other options. I mean, I definitely feel as though a lot of people are not worried about Alex Collins because they have Saquon Barkley back, they have CMC back, Miles Sanders coming back, and, we have CEH potentially coming back. Not that he's making a dent. He has his own issues to deal with, but I'm not going to touch on him this episode. I'll get into it to another episode. But Alex Collins, man, like I said, 7.6 fantasy points per game isn't doing it for me. 6 games as a starter. Yes, he's the lead back, but we have, Travis Homer who brings that PPR upside because I go back to mentioning Alex Collins doesn't have any type of PPR upside whatsoever. He is not the guy to catch the ball out of the backfield. The most targets he had this season in one game were 3 targets in one game, 2 catches. He is not the PPR guy, so you're going to be holding on for dear life for him to get in the end zone. And now we look at Russell Wilson, that finger. Last week, total shit show. Did not like what I saw, coming out of Russell Wilson. That wasn't the Russell Wilson we know, but it's going to take some time for him to get back into form, to have that offense moving downfield. And I think this division game against the Cardinals should do it. It should get him back to business, but I feel as though him rushing the rehab, want to get back on the field. Like, I understand your team is losing, you're last place in the division, you're fighting with, the 49ers not to be last place for the rest of the season. I get it. It's fine. But this is hurting the team ultimately playing the way they played last week. And this means he's limiting Alex Collins' upside for touchdown potential. Yes, he's the lead back, in the red zone, so the goal line carry. So obviously he's going to be the guy who gets the chance to get into the end zone. And that's what we're holding on to dear life for a guy that's an RB3/flex play. He has no RB1 upside whatsoever. He has no PPR upside whatsoever. So you got to understand expectations are everything. A lot of people will get this news that Alex Collins is the lead back, the starter now because Chris Carson's been out. But again, like I said, it's not like it's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks, let alone 4 weeks that Chris Carson wasn't playing. So we've seen 6 games with Alex Collins as the starter. And I got to say, I'm not too impressed. Like his playing style, if we look at, the game, use the eye test, he has the talent. He runs hard, downhill runner, very elusive. He makes the one cut and he's gone. But again, the offense is just not looking great right now. It's all about scoring opportunities when it comes to Alex Collins. So that's why I want you guys to pump the brakes a little bit. I mean, he's averaging 3.7 yards per carry. That's almost there for that ugly 4 yards that we try to keep the bar, to have a guy healthy and going forward and be able to keep the ball moving. So, like I said, you're going to be playing him with caution. So there's nothing that really, makes me feel like there's any threat behind him in that backfield, except for Travis Homer for the PPR upside. Like, I'm not really worried about a DJ Dallas. I'm not worried about Rashad Penny. These guys are going to be, involved potentially, but that even furthers my, basically my point of pumping the brakes on Alex Collins a full send every single game, to finish the season. So, like I said, a potential running back committee with these guys in the backfield. I mean, last week, Travis Homer out-snapped Alex Collins, believe it or not. Alex Collins also is built like he's a little beat up right now. He didn't practice on Thursday, but they're saying he's going to practice. He's going to play, come Sunday, which is just leading to me like he's not a full send. Durability is everything. I feel as though if your best ability is availability. So I want you guys to get your expectations in order before you full send this, before you go dropping a guy to go pick him up. Because believe it or not, he's available in some leagues. He's only 52% roster exposure, in some sleeper leagues. And I feel as though that's low for a guy that's supposed to be the RB1 for the team. So 52% roster exposure, that's very low. And you got to look at the rushing attempts. The games where he had like 15, 20 rushing attempts, those 2 games, I feel as though he had, RB2 upside to where he could bring you good weeks. Because, of course, he put up big points those games. Receiving touchdown, rushing touchdown, that's because the offense was running through him. So overall, where I'm getting at is play with caution. Do not go out there making crazy moves, dropping people, trading people, et cetera, just because this recent Chris Carson news. I see a lot of people, once they get news, breaking news, oh, hey, this guy's, going to be, the running back 1. He has huge upside now with opportunity. He's had this opportunity. It's a potential running back by committees. This is something that you should have been keeping an eye on. So I feel as though don't feed into too much of, the hoopla about him being the RB1, him having all opportunity on the table, 20 touches per game. No, I really don't see that happening. I need to see some life out of this division game. I feel as though, the Cardinals are a little beat up as well. Kyler, he's finally going to play. D-Hop's still not playing. That defense, like I said, is a softball against the run. So, hey, let's see if we can get some life. Let's play him with caution. If you have other options, please look at them. Please address them. Please weigh out your options and play the right people because, hey, playoffs are around the corner. You do not want to be stuck at that 7th seed, not getting in when you could have made the right decision and get into that 6th seed and be able to playoff contender and go for the gold. It's bring home the gold season, people, week 11. So hopefully that cleared up some things for you. Your expectations are in order. Hopefully you guys make the right decisions. It's bring home the gold season, people. These decisions are make or break, man. It's week 11. So let's make the right decision. So please hit that link in the bio, Pricepix.com. That's where I make all my bets. That's where I'm making all my bets this weekend to bring home the gold. Again, sign up today using promo code FCO, and they'll match up to $100 on your first deposit. It's free money. Go do it now, and I'll see you guys next week for another great episode of Real Deal Fantasy HQ with your boy LQ. Peace.